Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Melina's looking great, darlings. Now, I was watching a video on a guy talking about girls and what he likes about girls, and it was kind of like over the top. I think it was a little bit risque. It was on TikTok. It was a little bit risque in the sense that he was going nuts over it, but I mean, whatever. It was good for me to watch that one time, and he was like, he loves when girls flip their hair. He loves when girls wear a man's shirt and doesn't wear any bottoms. He loves when girls are a bit angry. He loves all that, right? So he was just like really into it, and you're just like, okay, obviously I'm not sure if that's allowed, but it was a cute video, you're just like, oh. And he really was into these girls, and it was really kind of cute to see. You're just like, oh, it was the most adorable. And he was really kind of like happy to do the video, and it was just great. I really felt that he was good, but I'm thinking his channel will be taken down. It's crazy, but my favorite videos obviously get taken down because I like the risque stuff and stuff like that. But I know my channel has to be PG because I know obviously I have a lot of videos, 34,000 videos. I'm not gonna risk losing a channel just to have risque videos where I wouldn't even get paid for them. So, at the end of the day, you have to decide what you want to do, and you have to decide that what's best for you, and that's what's best for me, obviously. But I don't even think about it really, but I just said it in this video because he's kind of risque, and I'm like I hope his channel doesn't get taken down because he was really going bonkers over women, and it was funny, and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. But anyway, you know, TikTok might be a little bit more user friendly in terms of riskiness. I think they allow more things than other platforms. I don't know though. I'm not sure. But for some reason on TikTok, I'm not risque at all. Like for some reason, YouTube was a channel. I had a channel before that was more risque, and they took it down. This is all PG, the channel I've got now, but it was like I was Marco and Speedos and bodybuilder wear, but they took it down unfortunately. But I hope they bring it back as adult under adult content. But I don't know what YouTube's planning to do because I think a lot of people want to do adult content, but YouTube doesn't allow it. So they may want to do something because I mean, I'm sure they're not really too concerned about whether it's about. I mean, like the money they can make from it. I'm sure they're probably gonna think, well, we gotta do something because so many people want to do risque videos on YouTube. I don't know why. I don't know what's the appeal. It's not like you have to do that. There's so many other platforms where like any OnlyFans and anything else like you could do on those platforms. You don't have to do anything risque on these platforms, but people want to do risque things on these platforms for some reason. I don't know why. It's not like you can't go to any PORN site and do something risque there, but they want you to be really safe and just be really safe here, which makes sense. I mean, it's for the whole community, it's for everyone. So I understand why they want to be that way. And a lot of people just don't know, right? There's people that do one video and they kind of don't know. They just kind of think, oh, I'll do this video, and they're like, I love it. Maybe I'll get a date or two, or maybe I'll get people to notice me right away. I mean, if you're sexy, that's for me. I had no idea at first. That's why I didn't do a PG channel at first because I had no idea. I thought, hey, I look very good. If I do this, then I'll get viewers and I'll be rich, and that's what I thought. And then little did I know, yes, you have to follow the guidelines. And then I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And then I'm like, I'm gonna follow the guidelines. There are some people that I've seen that don't follow the guidelines, and they never have, and they do a new channel and they don't follow the guidelines still. And I'm like, well, didn't your last channel get taken down because you didn't follow the guidelines? Like I'm just like, and of course their new idea is just as risque as their last idea, and you're like, okay, like obviously, it's going to get taken down, unfortunately, which is sad because I love that person and these people that do these things. But I mean, they're doing risque things, like really risque, like over the top risque, and you're like, you have to tone it down. And of course, these people might not know how to because they're just like all into risque things. Luckily for me, I realized, like on Facebook, I have no risque things at all. Like I just don't do risque things at all. I never have, because I knew people on there, and I knew people that I would want to see me be risque, so I left it alone. And so now this channel, I act the same way, and same with TikTok, and I'm gonna get results. I'm gonna be really famous because I decided that what's important to me is being a good talent and not being overly risque. But the funny thing is, those people that do those channels, that they get taken down again. You're like, didn't you get taken down before because of the same thing? And how can you not think that this isn't risque? But they might not know, right? Like, their channel was totally different from their last channel, so maybe they don't think that it's risque. And so maybe now they're like, okay, now let's give it a try. And it is risque, like it's totally risque, but they may not know, right? Like some of these people are people that are on PORN, so they don't know any differently, so that's what they do. And so when they do YouTube, they think, hey, this isn't bad. So they do all these things, and then they're like, it's just like crazy, intense, like risque, and you're just like, okay, you have to stop. Unfortunately, due to YouTube, I mean, everybody likes the videos, but because there's obviously a younger crowd, you can't, right? Anyway, thank you, bye now.